As Queenslanders, we're incredibly aware that sunburns and excessive sun exposure are a recipe for skin cancer. But did you know that your genetics and DNA can also influence your risk of developing melanoma, a type of skin cancer? Hi, I'm Vaishnavi.
I'm a PhD student at the QIMR Berghofer Medical Research Institute in Brisbane, studying the genetics of melanoma. Melanoma is a really intriguing cancer. It actually accounts for the majority of skin cancer-related deaths, and in Queensland, we have some of the highest melanoma incidence rates in the world, with more than 3,500 people diagnosed each year. What's not very well known is that a small percentage of these melanoma patients actually have familial melanoma. This means that they are born with a specific variation in their DNA that is inherited in their families. These variants greatly increase their risk, predisposing these individuals to developing melanoma.
In many of these families, the reasons behind their susceptibility is still a mystery. So, how are we identifying these melanoma-causing variants?
Well, my group and I first identify families that have an unusually high frequency of melanomas, with multiple generations being diagnosed with this cancer. We then sequence the letters of their DNA and identify the variations that are present in those affected with melanoma and compare them to their relatives that do not have melanoma. Once we have this list, we can compare the variations across different families and see if they reoccur, and it's these variants we follow up to determine exactly how they influence melanoma development. What's important is that my findings will help explain how and why certain families have an increased susceptibility to developing melanoma. Furthermore, in the future, this information could be used for preventative strategies, whereby we could identify families or individuals with these variants and implement increased skin screening so that we can catch any melanomas that may develop early. This is critical as early detection of skin cancers is the best strategy to treat and cure these cancers.
Lastly, it's important to remember that preventing melanoma is all about reducing your risk. While you can't do anything about your DNA or your family ancestry, you can do things to prevent just how much UV damage and sun exposure you're getting. So make sure you cover up, put some sunscreen on, and stay sun safe.